Boom! Welcome back to the Simple Speaker channel, where we are guiding 9 to 5 employers and anyone else that's looking to get into this industry. We're guiding 9 to 5 employers to the cleaning business industry to be successful within the industry, within a remote cleaning business, right? If you're new to the channel, definitely give me a subscribe to the channel. I would really love that. At the end of the video, if you got value from this video, give me a thumbs up and a like, and I would really appreciate that as well. If you look below within the comments or within the details of this video, you will see the link to my calendar to book a call. If you have any questions as well, you can follow me on TikTok for more content. I post on there every day, and as well, we do have the ebook that has just been created. Check it out. You can use the ebook on how to start a remote cleaning business. But today, I want to get straight into the video. I don't like to take too much time out. Like I said, I have my puffer jacket on. I'm not really a Giants fan, but I do like the vintage look with my white mocha Starbucks. So you know I am in my zone right now. Today I want to talk about something, right? I want to talk about some mistakes to not make within the cleaning business, right? We're going to talk about 3 mistakes. As you can see, I have my iPad here. I love just talking and writing. It kind of makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to talk about 3 mistakes to avoid when starting a remote cleaning business. 3 mistakes to avoid when I say remote cleaning business. So I'm gonna talk about some mistakes that I made personally, right? And there are a lot of mistakes to avoid. But these are ones for me that stood out, right? These are ones I talk about all the time. I'm gonna tell you now. The first one is financial organization. I'm going to go into all of them. The first one is financial organization. The second one is doing everything myself. And the one I talk about all the time, because I'm going to love this one, data. I'm going to put data. Also known as, we'll put like KPIs, key performance index, right? So these are the 3 mistakes that you need to avoid. Now we're going to talk about why, right, and how it didn't help me, not actually being organized and taking my time to actually realize, like, okay, I need to really look at my finances. I need to really look at my data, right? Why am I doing everything myself? But we're gonna go into this now, and if you have any questions, leave a comment, and I will get back to everybody as soon as possible. Let's start. First thing I want to talk about is financial organization. This is a big killer for a lot of people, even for me in the beginning, right? You need to be financially organized. In my last video, in which we talk about how to replace your salary, a thing I talk about is the profit first method, right? And I talk about the profit first method in terms of organizing your finances. And that was a big thing that was a big mistake that I made, right? I didn't have my finances organized. We were doing everything out of one account. It is not good. I promise you. I don't care if you have, QuickBooks account or something. You're like, okay, I can just organize it through QuickBooks. No, it makes everything messy. This almost was a killer for our business. We almost lost everything because our finances weren't organized, right? So I'm gonna go too deep into this the profit first method. If you look at my last video, you can see the different accounts that we created and the percentages that we created for each account. But being financially organized not being financially organized was a big mistake that you want to avoid. You need to make sure that your finances are good. Another thing I realized is that my finances in the business not being good, it kind of correlated to my finances in my personal life not being good. So you want to make sure that you're financially organized, right? Because you want to be able to pay yourself. You want to be able to pay yourself and make sure that the business can stand. But if it's not financially organized, you will not be able to pay yourself. Or if you do pay yourself, you'll be paying yourself at the expense of the health of your business. Or you'll be paying yourself at the expense of the health of your business, right? So not being financially organized was a big mistake that I made that you need to avoid completely. Let's go to the second one. The second one, doing everything myself. You know what? The second one, I'm actually I'm gonna change this, right? I'm gonna call it not delegating. So if you go into some of my TikTok videos, right, especially by the time that you see this, right, I talk about a story in which I used to go to the coffee shop with my partner all the time, and at the time I was doing everything. I'm taking calls, customer service, I'm assigning cleaners, I'm helping cleaners get to different locations. And the thing about it is we were having conversations with great people, affluential people, and through these conversations, in the middle of these conversations, I'll be getting calls from clients, from cleaners, from everything, right? And the problem is one, I was getting stressed out. I was getting upset and stressed out because I'm like, man, I'm trying to have good conversations that are very important, that are very mindset changing, right? That are helping me make mindset shifts. And I keep getting calls. And I keep having to do this and do that and do this, right? And the problem with not delegating is you by yourself can only take so many calls. Let's be honest. You by yourself can only take so many calls. Even if you increase your marketing dollars, you can only take so many calls. So initially, I waited way too long. Yeah, I should have been delegated, right? Especially sales calls. That's something I could have. That when I gave to somebody, right? When I delegated out, they did very well. Actually, they did so well that I was then embarrassed of myself that I didn't delegate this task sooner. This is the task that should have been delegated, right? So with that being said, not delegating fast enough, right? That almost killed me because I'm starting to get stressed and upset, and now I'm starting to be angry at the business. Well, it's not been the business fault, right? It's the owner's fault. But the problem is, I'm working so much in the business, I'm not working on the business. So that could have been a business killer. So not delegating is very important, right? Not delegating can leads to stress and overworking yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand when you first started a business, right? You're gonna want to have to put in work, and don't get me wrong, it's exciting, especially when you're closing sales. Initially, it's exciting. Don't get me wrong, but after some time, it's not as exciting because it becomes stressful because now you're taking on more clients and more cleaning teams. And it just you're getting more and more and more, and you yourself is still only one person. So even though the operations are increasing, the needs of the business is increasing, the number of people working on the business is not. Right? So it definitely makes it hard, leads to stress, and it leads to overworking yourself. It's not good for the business. So you don't want to be taking sales calls with an attitude because you're upset that a call keeps coming in or that client keeps calling because they can't find the cleaner, but now you're letting your emotions take over, and it can be a big mess. So not delegating was the second mistake that I need you guys to avoid. After you learned as much about the business, and you need to start saying, okay, where can I buy back my time? What can I delegate out, right? Sales calls is the easy one, right? That's the one to buy back a lot of your time, right? So not delegating. 3, this kind of goes hand in hand with financial organization, but we'll make it separate, right? I was not looking at my data. I thought I was making a lot of money, but when you analyze the data, we're losing money. And that's a problem. That's a scary problem. It's one thing when you know for sure we're just flat out not making enough. Well, we know, okay, we're not making enough to reach it, whatever. It's another thing if you think you're making enough and you don't even have the data to back it up, and in actuality, you're not making. You're not making enough. I keep talking to the mic this way. You're not making enough. That's scary. You don't want to get into that. You don't want to be in that position where you think you're making a lot, but the data says otherwise. But you don't know because you haven't tracked the data. So, with that being said, that's why I'm so passionate about this, because data is important. Man, data is important. You do not want to scale and throw more money. I always say, you don't want to throw more money, because money is like, let's say like water. Like, let's say you have a boat with a tub that's leaking, right? And let's say you're throwing like water into it. Money is water, right? The flow, current, right? You don't want to throw more water into somewhere where you haven't fixed the leak itself. Because what's going to happen when you throw water in somewhere that has a leak? It's going to continue to leak. And that's the most important thing with data. Because in order to scale your company, you don't want to scale your company with a system that doesn't work. because you'll just lose faster and at a greater level, right? Because when they're scaling, a lot of times you do have to throw extra money at it to scale. But the system still has leaks. If it doesn't work right and we don't have the data to even see it, then we're just screwing ourselves harder, right? So that was the third mistake that you guys should avoid. Don't Make sure you're looking at the data. Don't not look at the data. Don't just sit there and see 25,000. Oh yeah, we're doing well. But then when you actually look at the data and you look at how much profit is actually left, and you're paying different accounts, you realize, whoa, actually $10,000. We need like an extra $10,000 to cover expenses, or an extra whatever 5,000 or whatever. Like we're in the red, right? Even if you're in the red a couple $100 a month, that will accumulate. You need to find out how can you plug that leak in immediately. You don't want to wait to say, oh, whoa, we've been losing money for the past 24 months. How did we not notice this? You don't want to be in that position. So with that being said, these are the 3 mistakes I would definitely urge you to avoid. Make sure that you are financially organized, right? Make sure that you are financially organized. The second mistake, don't sit there and not delegate tasks, right? Make sure you're delegating. It doesn't have to be. Eventually, you should want to obviously take yourself completely at the business, but little by little, you can delegate. Maybe you still want to do hiring, so you just delegate sales, right? Until you're ready to then delegate hiring, and then you're ready to delegate this and delegate that and get someone in there, right? And then data, man, look at the numbers. Data, you should be watching your numbers weekly. You should be not watching your numbers weekly. So and the reason I recommend weekly is that if you do it weekly, before the end of the month comes, you can sit there and make changes that need to. You can sit there and make changes or pivot or adjust the way you need to, so that at least, let's say it doesn't help that current month, going into the next month, you should be at least better, right? You don't want to wait a month, then to make changes for the changes to then hopefully take effect by the end of the month or going to the month after next month, right? So you need to be tracking your data weekly. I'm going to put track data weekly here. You'll be tracking that data weekly. If you can stay financially organized, if you can delegate when you need to, so that you can, instead of working in the business, start working on the business, and if you can continue to track the data, I promise you, you will easily be able to go from 10K to 20K easily. 10K to 20K easily. I promise you that. If I'm lying, email me and say, Simba, you are a liar. If you track your data, if you delegate, right? If you stay financially organized, I promise you, you can scale and grow your company. And the reason you could do that is because if you know where the leaks are, you can plug the leaks in, right? If you can allow some people to take sales calls and do customer service follow-ups and customer service calls while you are actually looking at the business on the outside, right? I guess inside looking out or outside looking in, right? Because you're not working in the business. So I said on the outside, if you can actually look at the business as a whole and then use the data to then use the data to make observations about the business and understand where you guys are at, I promise you will not fail. I guarantee you that, right? Once I made these changes, I got somebody to actually get in to take the sales call, started tracking the data on a weekly basis, and we started splitting the money into different accounts. It was a complete turnaround, complete 360. So yeah, with that being said, these are 3 mistakes to avoid, right? I like getting a little creative. I'm gonna highlight them. Actually, nope, doesn't look good. Nonetheless, these are 3 mistakes to avoid. And then if you have any questions, like I said, first, if you found value from this video, I know we just talking about nothing too much, but if you found value from this video, definitely please give me a thumbs up and a like. Hit the bell notification as well if you would like to get more videos. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Check my details below for the ebook link, for the calendar link to book a call as well. Check out my TikTok for more information. And once again, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you guys for being here, and I really want to, have you guys build out a remote cleaning business and be successful with it, because it's easy money. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, it may not be like simple to start up and everything, but, well, I'll be honest with you, it's pretty simple. I can't lie. I'd be lying to say it's not. It's pretty simple, actually. But nonetheless, I want you guys to be successful and make extra money, whether it's side income just to put some money away and save, pay off a debt, pay for your children's college fund, or whether you want to completely be a full-time entrepreneur, right? This is doing things like this and avoiding these mistakes is how you kind of get to that end goal. So once again, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Monday, I keep saying Monday, Tuesday and Thursday at 6. You can find the video on my channel Tuesday and Thursday at 6. If you want, comment if I should add a third day, right? I'm thinking about adding some more videos. Comment if I should add a third day to it, and I will see you guys in the next video.